And welcome to the podcast, welcome to the vodcast, welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean.
I'm Brian.
And I am Nick, and we are three friends from three different generations talking about all things pop and nerd culture. And if you've never listened to us before, welcome. You've probably found us on some sort of platform. We are available wherever you like to listen to podcasts. We can also be found on YouTube and Facebook by searching for Convincing Idiots. We're on Instagram at Convincing_Idiots, Twitter at Convincing Idiot, TikTok at Convincing Idiots, or we can be reached by email by convincingidiots@gmail.com. So,
and your mom's fans only page.
That's right. She's very
only fans.
Very sweet to provide a link there to us. So if you're a subscriber to her, you can find us there. Thanks, Mom.
There you go.
All right. So
I wasn't necessarily meaning your mom.
So okay, my mom was nice enough to put a link to our podcast on her OnlyFans, and now you don't want to plug my mom's OnlyFans.
No, I do. All right.
This is going
down. Are you implying that people wouldn't want to go to my mom's OnlyFans? Is that what you're saying? I'm offended.
Yeah. Well, I get jealous. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Nice cover. Brian, would you like to get this back on the rails? What do you want to do today? What do you want to talk about, buddy?
Your mom.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to make a joke there about there was a ham gravy joke.
Ham gravy.
Dean's mom.
Lathered up.
Yeah. Yeah, so today's episode, now we did publish a show last week, but we took last week off because we guys had family obligations, right? So Nick was celebrating your lovely wife Robin's birthday last Tuesday.
Happy birthday.
We normally shoot the Dean's sister.
She is
Robin.
58 years old. Can you believe that?
How about that?
Which would make you 59.
Could not even tell.
Yeah.
Could not even tell.
We'll find out if she listens.
So we thought she's not listening.
No,
at all.
No. She's got better things to do. No.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So we had talked about our celebrity crushes. I'm trying to say here. So it's kind of a Valentine's month theme. Like, who are some of our celebrity crushes growing up? Could be male or female. So we'll talk about both. Right. We're very comfortable with our sexuality and who we are. So
yeah, I've got no problem throwing girls on the list. No problem. That's fine.
That's right. Yeah, we'll make an exception.
Yep.
For the most part, it's just going to be Nick going, ew. But it's all right. We'll get through it.
Yeah,
that's good. So before we get to the topic at hand, anything interesting happened over the past week? Nick, obviously you celebrated. Actually, you celebrated a couple birthdays last weekend, I think, gentlemen, right? So
yeah.
Your wife, Robin's
Dean
birthday,
and Robin's dad was on the 14th. This is on Valentine's Day, so happy birthday to him. We celebrated that. And
birthday, Dad.
2 days later was Robin's on the 16th. So we went out to dinner that weekend and out to the Red Lobster there and stuffed my face with cheddar biscuits. That was nice for everybody's birthday. And then last week we did a nice little at-home thing.
It really is he puts on a clinic. If you've ever seen him eat, like out in public, first of all, you get a little embarrassed and ashamed for him. But it's like putting on a clinic. What he can just stuff in his mouth. And then when he gets home, what he can stuff in his mouth. But that's a whole new story.
It's impressive.
It really is.
I don't have many skills, but fitting large amounts of things into my mouth is definitely one of them.
Fantastic.
Proud to say.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, what about you, Brian?
That's how you got that gig.
Yeah. I spent a quiet evening pretty much at home with Allie, which was lovely. And now Saturday, though, actually, my daughter came over. She is 20 years old now, so she wanted to come over and make breakfast for us. So
that's nice.
My beautiful daughter Peyton made us
nice.
French toast and bacon, and then we went out antiquing a little bit that day.
Nice.
Spent a nice afternoon together. Peyton found a nice ring that she and we.
Did it ever get old? Her turning around, pointing at you, going, "I found one."
Yeah, antiquing. Yeah, antique. Yeah, yeah. And you guys will understand that someday. It's like when your kids are out and they want to still make time to come over, and that was nice. You certainly treasure those moments as they grow up and everything. So it was a nice afternoon.
That shows that you've done a good job as a dad. If she's still choosing to hang out with you right now at 20 years old, then you did something right. So that's good.
Yeah, good. I hope so. Thank you. So, Dean, you went out to a nice crafted cocktail place we saw with the lovely
Absolutely.
Megan, right?
Yeah. Enjoyed some cocktails. Nice, quiet evening. Her and I. Yeah, it was fun.
Very good.
Enjoyed some old fashions. In my choice of drink there. Drink of choice, I guess, would be the proper way to say that.
Sure.
No, it was fun.
Good. I'm proud to say that we had your first old fashioned together, if I recall correctly, a couple of years ago. Yeah. Old 97 over in Kenmore, Nick. So we'll have to go over there sometime. Yeah,
okay.
Check it out. Yeah.
All right.
You've turned me on to a lot a lot of things, Brian. A lot of things.
That's right. Including at last Wednesday. We went out for a couple of beers with a couple of photos with Dean falling asleep. But
and I think you wanted to make out with me, but I'm not sure.
Close.
All right. Close. Yeah.
Well, everyone wants to. It's just a matter of whether or not it happens or not.
That's right. Whether you're awake or not is a whole different thing. So, all right. So, celebrity crushes here, guys. So, this could be growing up, could be current. I think we're going to sort of talk about maybe when we're growing up a little bit first. Who did you have a crush on? We'll talk about the fair sex first. So what ladies gave you those initial funny feelings as a young lad growing up?
Before we embark on this, let me tell you about Blake Insurance.
Our first crush.
My first crush, my very favorite crush.
Yeah, very
He's a
smooth
strapping
segue.
Young man. That's
yes,
right.
Indeed. Okay. Yes.
Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located in Barberton, Ohio, right here in Barberton, Ohio. They offer auto, home, renter's business, or life insurance that is above all in service. Call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And I tell you what, just out of personally, he has just saved me quite a bit of money on my insurance. I just switched over to him, and he can do the same for you. So go ahead and give him a call, everybody.
Very
Thanks
good.
for the tip, Grandpa.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Excellent.
That's because it's all that you can break the plane with. Is the tip.
Now, Aaron
for those listening, real quick, Dean's glasses are. Were those found? Did Brian pick those up for you at the antique shop there? Where are those from?
I bought them online. They are my readers.
You know how to use the internet. Okay. All right. That's cool.
I do. I think they're quite stylish and fancy, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So very good. You can watch the video and vote for yourselves. Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to get back into this. So, yeah.
You were going to say something about Aaron Blake, right? You said
I was going to say
Aaron. Yeah.
Aaron is a handsome man. So Aaron, he may make our list. We're not exactly.
If he was a celebrity, he would be on my list. Yeah.
Actually, Aaron, I know Aaron since high school. That's how I know what sort of a good guy he is. Mm-hmm. And in high school, I had these posters on my wall. Mm-hmm. One of them was Donna D'Errico from Baywatch.
Okay.
She's in that, obviously they have the red one piece and with the titty meat hanging out and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah. It was, I know you love it. I know you fucking love it. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to keep using titty meat.
Mm-hmm. So that's a good question. Let's go back. Okay.
All right.
What is the first poster that you can recall having of a
Hulk Hogan
bathing beauty? No.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Well, okay. Maybe we'll get into the guys too. But like your first poster,
if you're lucky,
you're able to get. Who was it? Do you remember?
I think. I mean, I remember different posters I had as a teenager, but before that, there was a lot of like wrestling magazines. So like the girl wrestlers at the time.
Correct.
And,
yep.
And
Sunny.
also, Sunny was one of them.
Yeah.
Trish Stratus was a big one for me in wrestling throughout.
The Great Moolah.
I loved the Great Moolah. The ravishing Moolah. Now and then there were various like Power Rangers and things like that. But yeah, I don't remember having. That's when I was a young kid. I mean, as a teenager, there was, whatever was. I mean, there was like Carmen Electra. I had a big poster of her that I recall very vividly. That was a good one. Yeah, just different ones throughout teenagers' years. But I don't remember what the first one was. I remember taking a picture, and she's kind of one of the ones I was going to bring up. But as a kid and liking Power Rangers, there was a girl that played the Pink Ranger, and it wasn't the one that was the original one, Kimberly, which anyone who's familiar with Power Rangers, but the New Zealand girl that took over for her after they changed up some of the Rangers. She was in the original Pink Ranger costume, but her name was Catherine Sutherland, and I had a picture that I found in like a Fox Kids magazine. It was a spotlight on her, and I ripped that baby out, and that was on right next to my closet there, just like right up.
Did it have the staple marks?
No, I did sticky tack. I was a blue tack fan. Everything was blue tack.
Oh yeah.
No.
You got to be careful because it would peel off the paint sometimes. You got to be careful about moving.
No, you said you ripped it out of a magazine. Like I didn't know if it was like folded in the magazine and
Oh no, it was just a page. So I took it on. I was a very careful tearer, and to this day I'm quite good at it. But because of all that, I could tear pages out pretty clean. You had to get the right angle on it, and you had to be careful. You had to reposition because if you ripped all at the same spot, it would cut off weird at the bottom, so you had to grab it at a different point, give it a nice tight pull, and pull down, and so on and so forth. But yeah, you get a nice clean edge that way.
That's how you get a nice.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead, lay it on us.
No. I was actually going to give you mine, and I think it was the Donna D'Erica because I didn't really until I got my because me and my brother shared a room till beginning of high school or whatever. And that's when I started decorating, my own stuff. And so I think it was the Donna D'Erica or there was another one, but I can't quite remember that. I can see it in my head. Could have been like Yasmin Bleeth or something like that.
Was it a poster you went and bought or was it a magazine thing?
No. It was a poster I went and bought.
Okay. All right.
I know Brian.
Mine's very vivid. It was Morgan Fairchild.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So at the time, I was in, I'm pretty sure it was summer going into 8th grade, right? So my mom, I was at the mall with mom, and she let me go into Spencer Gifts, right? So obviously, we know what Spencer Gifts is, right? What that store is, I'm assuming. Yeah. Now back then too, that was like even more risque because there just wasn't any stores like that out there. So they had all kinds of, weird black light stuff and all these things as a kid. It's like, man, it's kind of cool in here, the practical joke stuff and all that.
All the paraphernalia for the stoners and the masturbators. Yeah.
Sure. Right. But as a kid to go back in the poster area, I mean, that was a kind of a gold mine back there because you could flip through all the racks of posters and all that stuff. I remember flipping through that. My parents are always so hip with all this stuff. I remember looking through that, and my mom said, "You get any poster you want." And I'm like, "Well, I sort of want this one." She said, "Get it." So she let me walk out of there with this Morgan Fairchild poster, and that was pretty exciting. That was like one of those first things where just like, again,
you still felt a little naughty doing it.
Yeah.
You
get those weird young boy feelings. Like, should I be hanging this up here and stuff like that? But if I see I know the picture perfectly. She's wearing like a cheetah print. If I found it online, which I've seen it since, but I would know it in 2 seconds that was my first poster back in the day. So whole big experience. So it probably led up to the whole, just that mom let me get. And I shared a story off camera with you guys. Even kind of prior to that, it wasn't a poster. I was telling Dean before you came online, Nick. So that classic Farrah Fawcett picture, everybody knows the picture I'm talking about, right? From 1977 or whatever it was.
Yep.
I can't remember where I was, but my mom, again, man, she let me pick up this iron-on. This is grade school, okay? So maybe it was at some fair or something like that. I don't even remember where I got it, but it was one of those old-fashioned, like stretchy iron-on things that you wash it twice. You basically would ruin it for the most part. You know what I'm saying? She bless my mom. Sorry, she ironed this iron-on this. I'll never forget. It was like a white V-neck T-shirt. Okay. I'm in grade school, probably 5th grade, maybe. right? And she let me wear it to school one day. I have to tell you. This is. I was pretty cool that particular day. People couldn't believe what I was wearing.
Yeah.
I know the teachers. I guarantee some of the teachers kind of like ha ha. They're like clearly I must have had permission to wear this thing. I guess but I was allowed to wear it all day.
Yeah.
Didn't have to go back and change it.
Well, it's nothing too out of outlandish. I mean, just
See, I was laughing because it's kind of makes me think like what would happen if like a boy now would go to middle school with like who's a famous the singer I don't know
Ariana Grande.
Give me one. There you go. There you go. Like what teenage boy would have an Ariana Grande shirt?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't I had an experience like that. I mean,
go ahead.
I both attended and wore then to school a Hillary Duff concert T-shirt. Okay. I have seen her in concert, and I bought a shirt and I wore it to school. And I wish I had it now because I goddamn guarantee I'd be wearing it to this day. I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You got. I don't have that experience there.
You don't have a Jewel T-shirt? Isn't that your first concert ever? Was Jewel?
It was, but I did not grab a T-shirt. No.
You loser.
And I was also an adult.
So, does that make it better that your first concert was as an adult to Jewel? Is that better?
No, I'm not defending my concert. I'm not even saying I'm better. I'm just saying that I didn't have that experience of going to middle school with a female on my shirt.
Yeah.
All right, so that was one of our earlier recollections. So what about growing up? So as you became a teenager, you got involved, you got into movies and TV.
Yeah.
Who were some that kind of make your list of?
I didn't get my actual very first one ever, and to this day is still one of my all-time favorites. She is, I guess, the first one that before I could really understand what the feeling was, I didn't know why I gravitated toward this woman or why she was so mesmerizing to me. But
B. Arthur.
It would have to be in the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Jessica Rabbit.
Okay.
And what a well-drawn woman.
Okay.
All the curves and all the right place and all the dress, the hair, the smoky eyes, and the voice, and Jessica.
Yeah, that was pretty something
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll talk about it because when in preparation, Megan and I were talking about this episode coming up, and she had brought up the cartoon situation, and without hesitation, I'm glad you
brought this up. This is a good one. Go ahead. Yeah.
Without hesitation, my number one cartoon girl is Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay.
That is strange.
Yeah. I had a thing for Jasmine as well. Jasmine was my favorite Disney princess, or Disney
I
whatever.
can see that.
I was really into Jasmine. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
Yep.
I don't think I ever saw the Disney princesses as like that. Of course, that was after. Well, I don't know. I kind of grew up with. I should take that back. I feel like Snow White back in my time might have been a little like. Yeah, this is kind of neat.
Right, she was cute. And, with the bob hair and sure.
Right, but you're right. Just from an animated perspective, Jessica Rabbit's probably number one. But as a boy growing up, now this is really going to age me big time. But Archie comics, okay, Betty and Veronica.
You were a Betty, weren't you?
You know what? I think I was more Betty than Veronica, right? Because she was the blonde versus the brunette. Betty was nice and wholesome. It was kind of like that whole Ginger and Mary Ann thing, sort of.
Oh,
yeah. I remember reading those comics as a kid, and I'm like, both these beautiful girls have crushes over Archie, this kind of regular-looking dude in high school and all that stuff. So even then, I was kind of like, so those are probably my first animated ones was with those two, but certainly Jessica Rabbit. Yeah.
I think also it helped the voice of Jessica Rabbit helped the whole situation as well.
Kathleen Turner, right?
Is that who it was? Yeah.
Wasn't
she?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right. Yeah, she definitely had one of the most sexiest voices probably ever in movie history. Go ahead.
But
just the dress
older she got, though, man, her voice kept getting deeper.
Sure.
And,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
You want to see my tits? Oh.
Nice.
Meat.
Very nice. All right, so that's Anna. So
that's my line, not Kathleen's.
Right. Yeah.
What about television? You started getting into television.
Kelly Kapowski. Kelly Kapowski.
Okay.
Who's Kelly Kapowski?
I tell you.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen from Saved by the Bell. Kelly Kapowski. Yeah, she was just, and still, I mean, to this day, she's just gorgeous. Like Tiffany Amber Thiessen, like that woman just never aged, and even I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. Obviously, women stay beautiful as they age, and
sure.
But she was always, I think she would very commonly, for anyone who listens to our show and has interest in the things that we do and grew up in the 80s or 90s. I mean, Kelly Kapowski's pretty common across multiple platforms, but yeah, she was an early one for me. Topanga. Yeah, Topanga was cute. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The mouth, the lips, and the
Yep. Dean, what's one of your? Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna, give you. I have a list of because we decided to do this, so I kind of went a little crazy on it, and I made like 22 or something like that. But I have also had to break them up, like the 80s, 90s, type deal.
Okay.
And in that same, like I said, I have Topanga right at the top of my list there for that one. But my early, given the generations that we are, the three separate generations.
Sure.
My childhood was Marky Post from Night Court.
Sure.
And Fall Guy.
Yes.
Yeah, especially from Fall Guy.
Marky Post was in Fall Guy?
She was.
I have to think about that. Okay. Yeah, she was pretty. Absolutely. I remember her more from Night Court, though. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
She still holds up pretty decent.
Great. All right. Nick, did you have another one? I think I interrupted your thought. You had another one from television?
No. Yeah, I had, the girl from Power Rangers was one of the first ones for me, too. But as TV-wise, that was pretty much it for... Oh, well, I mean, I'm just going to bring her up now. She's my all-time. She has been since I was, 15, 14 years old, and still to this day.
Yep.
Hilary Duff is my all-time be-all, end-all. She's just incredible. She's perfect.
I'm surprised I didn't have her on this list.
Yeah, she is just... It started with Lizzie McGuire, and then, I mean, she's just awesome. She's just incredible.
Okay.
And I had the pleasure of being in the same room with her for one night. It was an arena. I was at her concert, but I was in the same room with her, breathing the same oxygen as her, and it was magical. I think she could feel it. Yeah. Yep.
Pretty sweet.
Yep.
You were a special little boy that night, weren't you?
I was.
So when I was little, this is the era of the 1960s shows reruns, right? So watching these with my, just watch on channel, local TV and stuff like that growing up. So my earliest TV ones were, some of the classics. We've already mentioned Gilligan's Island with Ginger and Marianne, and Marianne passed away not long ago. Rest in peace. Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was a whole thing. Like the whole concept behind that show of a beautiful genie, it just was like mind blowing as a, that was nuts.
He could ask for anything, and as a genie, she had to do it. And not once did he ask for a fucking blowjob.
Never.
What a putz.
Never.
He was a gentleman.
He's not on camera.
He probably didn't say things like titty meat, so.
Yeah.
He was a real gent. Top shelf.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
I even had Ellie Mae from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Ellie Mae. I think I said Ellie Mae. And then, in a weird way, Lily Munster. I always had a thing for Yvonne Carlo. Yeah. Lily Munster.
Absolutely.
And of course, Marion on the Munsters as well.
Yep.
And another odd one was Mrs. Addams, Morticia Addams.
Oh yeah.
On the Addams Family, creepy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Sexy, the voice, the whole thing. Yeah, so those are definitely aging me big time. That was as a young boy growing up, and then as a teenager, Heather Thomas was my first, probably bigger from the Fall Guy. So I had her. Matter of fact, I put it as a post for the advertisement for this episode. But poster her standing by the Fall Guy truck with the Fall Guy logo. Yeah, that was.
If I'm not mistaken, when she left the show, Marky Post took her place.
Is that what it? Okay, is that when Marky Post came in? Maybe that's.
I'm like 99% sure.
Okay, that makes sense. That sounds right.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
But you were speaking. You were speaking of the Addams Family and Morticia.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you as a teenage boy, so you got to be in the timeline of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, right?
Yes. Now that was a whole. She was whole other level stuff.
Yeah.
Whole other level stuff.
You brought up something for me.
There's titty meat right there.
Yeah, that's pretty. I follow her to this day on Instagram. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are familiar with many like independent comics or whatever, lesser known comics, but my dad used to buy these comics, and at a very young age, I just was, once again, the Jessica Rabbit effect.
I know what you're going to say.
What?
Vampira?
No. But in the same vein,
okay.
Lady Death. Lady Death was what it was. I believe it was Chaos Comics. It was Lady Death and Evil Ernie were their two big ones, but Lady Death was obviously just white flowing hair, scantily clad, leather, black little bikini thing and a cape. And she was, I think she was like some sort of undead woman. She wasn't like a spawn of Satan or anything, I don't think, but she was like but just gorgeous and very. I mean, you picture comic book nerddom and horny nerds making a girl. You can imagine what she looked like. But Lady Death, look her up. She was. Whew. I had Pogs and comics, and
then he ended up marrying Lady Death. So look at that.
There you go. Yeah, good role model there.
Yep.
Yeah, set the tone. Vampira, you know what I'm talking about though too, with her. Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, that's a good one too. So we're kind of moving around a little bit. That's okay.
Sure.
Yep.
Comic books.
Oh yeah. Well.
Who I already mentioned, of course, the goofy Archie comics, but superhero comic books. Who are some of your crushes in the comic book world? Could be superheroes or otherwise, whatever.
And we're talking about the comic books themselves and not the movies, correct?
Let's stick with the comic books.
Okay,
the drawn comics.
Because Elizabeth Olsen right now in WandaVision
I have her written down.
Has gotten some movement in my shorts here.
I got a bit of a crush.
Yeah.
Swooning a little bit over Katie Olsen. I can't believe how long we didn't know that the Olsen twins had a sister and that she's like that one. Like,
right.
So
I'm like, what?
I don't know if you guys recall or not, or how much you guys watch Saturday Night Live or have over the years, but years ago, when I want to say early 2000s, the Olsen twins hosted SNL. It was about the time they had that like New York Minute or just Kiss of New York, or they did a movie where they're young girls in New York and whatever.
Okay.
They hosted SNL. They were probably promoting that movie, and they did a sketch where they were shooting that movie, and they brought in their other sister that I didn't know they actually even had another sister, but they brought in their other sister, and which was played by Jimmy Fallon, and the whole bit was that she was hideous and like they were so pretty and cute and she was not. And I always think back to that and I'm like, first of all, poor taste that they actually did that because they had another sister. And second of all, no. Like, I mean, not to objectify too much or say this is prettier than that, but I am personally much more attractive to Katie Olsen than either of the Olsen
Elizabeth.
twins. Who's Katie Olsen?
She's one of the twins, right?
No, that's Mary Kate, but who's Katie Olsen? Katie Olsen's somebody. Why do I keep saying
somebody?
Elizabeth
she is
Olsen.
somebody.
You're right. Who's Katie Olsen? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe, whatever. For this purpose, Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah, it's funny to me, but I always recall to that sketch, and I'm like, it's so funny that they made that because it just couldn't be further from the truth. Like, it's just, silly, but Yeah, I'm crushing on Elizabeth Olsen right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's I agree. I like WandaVision, take it to another. Let's go back to the comics. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So drawn super heroines or drawn characters. Any come to mind in the comic book world?
For me, not really. I mean, Lady Death was a big one, but
Betty
I
Rubble?
don't recall.
Betty Rubble I always thought was attractive as a boy growing up watching the Flintstones. Absolutely. Yeah. See, that's more animated cartoon stuff. So
Kanga from Kanga and from Pooh Bear, very motherly, very attractive.
Right.
Yeah.
I put her in her pouch.
Single mom.
Daphne and Scooby Doo I thought was cute back in the day. Daphne.
Yeah.
But hand drawn comics, is that something you guys can even speak to, or not so much?
Personally, not really. I mean, when I was reading comics and stuff, I was more focused on the hero angle, and I was more admiring the hero rather than swooning over female in the comic book.
Okay.
Although I don't really personally recall myself having a lot of comics with female characters in them. Actually, now that I think about it, other than said Lady Death, but I don't recall.
Dean, any thoughts there, or not really?
I'm just thinking of what Kanga could do with her tail. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you think she could wrap it around? Anyways, go ahead.
Sure. Well, for me, growing up, I was always a big Spider-Man fan. So two of the big,
it was a unitard, wasn't
it? Sure. No, I just always liked the character. I'll get into that, but Spider-Man, Mary Jane Watson in the comics was always like, she's not of course, later she became an alternate. I don't know how they have it in the comics these days, but I think she's a Spider-Man type anyway. But Mary Jane Watson, Peter Parker's wife, and the Black Cat in the Spider-Man series, who was kind of, she's like the Marvel. She's the Marvel Catwoman, basically.
Yeah, she had the mask and
bestiality.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe on a subconscious level. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah.
Aren't we all now though with the Snapchat filters and the ears and the noses?
Sure.
And it walks by, throws its tail up, puts your butthole in your face. I mean, who doesn't need at least think about it? I mean, presenting that shit to me. Sorry.
So any other females that we wish to bring up at all? Any genre?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a list, but I'm going to hit on some of the ones real quick.
Go ahead.
That are iconic, at least were to me. Let's Tyra Banks.
Yep, I got Tyra.
Kathy Ireland.
Yeah, old classic.
Kathy Ireland was like Cindy Crawford, obviously.
Sure. Yep.
Let's see, Heather Locklear. I don't know if we touched on that.
Nope.
Elizabeth Shue. And that spans like different decades there.
Why do I know who's Elizabeth Shue? That name is very familiar. Who is that?
She was the girlfriend in Karate Kid. She was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Adventures in Babysitting.
She came back in the series.
Yes.
Elizabeth Shue. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I even Kelly McGillis.
Yeah.
From Top Gun.
Yeah. Sure.
That sex scene there. I mean.
Yeah, she had a look about her. That was different. Yeah, absolutely.
Down.
I mean, you hit that, you're like, all right, I got to use the restroom real quick.
I really liked that movie was only two sound. That soundtrack was two songs. There was only two songs played in Top Gun.
Pretty much.
Over and over.
Yeah.
And in that same vein, Meg Ryan. How fucking adorable was Meg Ryan back in the day? With the hair and the mouth and Jesus, yeah.
I never liked Meg Ryan.
Really?
Was never a fan.
She went and did the plastic surgery thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you got
she was fantastic.
Personally, yeah.
And my personal favorite as a child, Paula Abdul.
Good one.
Yeah, straight up.
Dance with old Scat Cat there on the.
That's right.
Yep.
You know how I love Scat.
Yes, you do.
Boy.
Leah Thompson is up there. Phoebe Katz, Fast Times at Ridgemont and High.
Wait.
Now
Go ahead.
Listen. Open it up. Go on.
that scene right there in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, in that era was just like, that was probably.
It got Brian's old pecker meat going.
Sure. That was like
why meat? Everything.
One of the most talked about scenes probably in movie history. Certainly, if you're around our age, Dean, or certainly my age and up, you know exactly what scene that you're talking about in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and that was a whole thing. Nick, do you ever see Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah, bits and pieces. Yeah.
Do you ever see that scene you're talking about?
I don't think. I don't know. I don't recall. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well,
probably when I've seen it, it's probably been on TV or something like that.
Right,
so,
where they edited it.
Right.
You didn't get to see the titty meat.
Right.
Pretty spectacular. Well, Steve, go ahead. Please continue. Yeah.
I'll even, like I said, I have a whole bunch, but I will end my deal here with, as a child, my father, one of the earliest sayings that my father taught me was, Dolly Parton has big casabas. So me, Dolly Parton, and once again, she's what, 109 years old?
Mm-hmm.
She's still,
I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating cookies. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. There was an SNL rerun the other day. Dolly Parton hosted from like late 80s, and she came out in this dress, and it was like, holy cats. And she played up on the joke as well, because she was out there, doing her monologue, how nice everybody was and this and that and the other. Meanwhile, they had a guy purposely zooming in on a beam, and they showed the shot down, the cleavage and everything like that. But it was like, wow, Dolly Parton was pretty amazing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead, please. Sorry.
No. Any story about Dolly Parton's cleavage, I quite enjoy.
Yeah. Nick, who else would you like to mention?
Yeah, I've got so Dean brought up Tyra Banks. Along with Tyra Banks, Ashley Graham is on my list. She's a current model. She's like a plus size model that's currently a host, or was a host on like America's Top Model with Tyra Banks. It's just gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous, nice, just beautiful girl. I also have Naomi Scott. She's a new current favorite for me. Naomi Scott is who played Princess Jasmine in the new Aladdin live-action movie, as well as Kimberly in the new live-action all the Power Rangers is live-action, but she was the Pink Ranger in the Power Rangers movie. But yeah, probably most people now would know her from Aladdin. She's beautiful. Big fan of hers. And then also, I've always had a big old crush on Katy Perry. Not only do I find her beautiful, and but like, a big thing for me is just how goofy she is and like funny.
That makes sense.
And as a side note, like that's always been a big thing, a big attraction for me is girls who are funny. So there's been different girls on Saturday Night Live over the years that I don't know.
I try my hardest to make you laugh.
I don't know that I necessarily, as much of a physical attraction, but when I was a kid, I had a kind of a crush on Sherry O'Terry because she was so funny.
Yes,
she was so goofy, and her stuff was so outlandish, and she just made me laugh. And more recently, Vanessa Bayer, who is from Cleveland, Vanessa Bayer that used to be on Saturday Night Live, I've got a big crush on her too. She's so funny. But yeah, those are some for me. I like girls that are funny and girls that are curvy and funny, and that's why my ultimate crush is Robin, Dean's sister. That's my crush.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
There you go.
When did she become funny? Once again, she ain't listening. She's not
She
funny.
makes me laugh.
Well, a couple more.
Her
just I would be remiss.
Make me laugh.
What's that?
Yeah.
I was going to say her choices make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, you think I'm funny? Thanks, Dean.
You guys, Brian, you're too old, and Nick, you're too young for Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Dawson's Creek.
Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, Katie Holmes is cute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's something about. Well, I don't know how real any of that was. Do you ever feel different about a girl because of the guy they're with?
Sure.
Like, do you look at Katie Holmes differently because she was married to Tom Cruise?
Yes. I lost all respect for my sister.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Think through that one.
I was trying to get it to work in my head. I'm like, Tom Cruise joke, and then it made sense. Then it landed. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Nick. But you're saying you found her less attractive when she was with Tom
Not less
Cruise.
attractive, I guess, but there's something that you kind of wonder, like, what's going on there? Like,
sure.
Why?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I get that.
Yep.
I understand that.
Not that I don't hate Tom Cruise, but seems like he's maybe not all kind of together sometimes, or he's a different
wacky.
bird. Yeah.
I'm sure Allie gets that with me. People's like, she's pretty and she's funny and smart.
And then you walk up next to her and everybody's like, oh no.
It's got some weird taste.
What is that? Oh, he likes the podcast. I'm like, interesting. Very interesting. That sounds neat. That sounds fun. Yeah. All right, well, I think we have a pretty good comprehensive list. We can go on and on and on. So why don't we take a break here, guys, and then we're going to reconvene, and we're going to come back and speak about some of the... Yeah, not literally. If you want to, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not coming back then.
Nothing matter with that. And we'll talk about some of our guy crushes from the past and current if you want to. We're just going to riff on that.
Three, two.
And we're back. Convincing idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Round two. We are talking about crushes. We just did girl crushes. And now we are going to go on to the boys.
Yeah. I like the segue with the beard brush.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice touch.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it. You gotta keep it soft. It makes it very soft.
Excellent.
It's fitting because the last segment you went, you were kind of using your beards that whole segment, and now you get to,
right.
use the physical beard and talk about your crushes.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. All right. So who were some of your early? Did you have so growing up, whether like guys on TV or otherwise, you're just like, man, that guy's handsome, or whatever random things you want to do. You don't have to do in any order.
John
Stamos. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's still very handsome, man. He's got it.
He is a very handsome man.
Yeah.
He's one. It's just almost like, is he
too handsome?
Too handsome. It's just like, but he's also. It's like one of those guys.
I've been accused of that.
I'm trying to find some reason.
Criminal.
Not to like this guy just because he's so handsome,
right?
With the eyes and the hair and everything, but it's like everything
he starts
I see
drumming
him
with the Beach Boys, and you're like, you swoon a little bit, and you're like, oh man,
yeah. It's just like everything you see him on talk shows and all these appearances and everything. It's like he actually seems like a genuinely nice man, like a guy that'd be kind of fun to hang out with for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like John Hamm.
Yeah,
John Hamm.
John Hamm is on my list. John Hamm is the definition of handsome.
Correct.
He is the most handsome, as I would perceive the word to be.
Right.
And just like you were saying about John Stamos there, he is genuinely funny.
Sure.
Yeah. He has an effortless charm and comedic timing or delivery, all of it. It seems rather effortless with him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I listened to an audio book, it was special just to Audible.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly the name of it right now, but it was a take on Smokey and the Bandit, and he played the bandit type character. Andy Richter played the sheriff, chasing him, and but yeah, he was funny as shit, and that's just audio. I mean, you can't even see him, and you're still fucking swooning.
Yeah, great voice, and like you say, on Mad Men, that was like he's just a cool guy.
Yeah,
he becomes a raging alcoholic on the show and everything, but he's still a cool guy and perseveres and all that stuff.
That's a problem.
Yeah. All right, who else? Anybody else?
Are we talking early or are we just going just to
anywhere?
General?
Let's go anywhere.
I don't know that I had any you know what I mean? You don't, as when you're a kid, you don't really process it like that unless, you know, you do like guys, then you have a Jessica Rabbit moment or whatever at a certain point as a kid that you're attracted to. But
you watch He-Man and you're like, whoa.
Right. That hair, right?
Yeah.
That beautiful flowing bowl cut, yes.
Right.
I
had that same haircut in the 80s.
Right.
Which I did.
I had John Hamm written down. You know who's another handsome man? Idris
B.
Elba.
Arthur. Oh.
Idris Elba.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Very handsome man. Very handsome. He's one for me, for sure.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Yeah, Paul Rudd is kind of...
Boy Next Door.
Yeah, that mixed with the funny thing, right?
Sure.
Like, would he be as attractive if he weren't as, like, if he didn't come off... I guess part of his likability is the fact that he's funny, or, you know, can be funny. Right. There's probably something to that it depends on the person, but there's probably something to that for, you know, girls and guys who are attracted to guys that, you know, like, that's a thing for them. Guys that are funny or may not necessarily be the most handsome or sexy or, you know, whatever, but, you know, they're not your typical heartthrob, but they're just funny. They, you know, are approachable or down to earth or whatever, likable.
Yeah, I think the humbleness of Paul Rudd, takes, you know, I like that in a person in general, but Paul Rudd would be great to hang out with.
Yeah, you want to have a beer with him.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Better than all three of us, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I am
not
not personable, whatever.
Now, for me as a young boy, so it was like, you know, Burt Reynolds.
Sure.
Back in my time. So you saw him in some of those movies, but, you know, Smoking the Bandit, I'm like, same type of deal. This guy is cool. And it's just like, you know, you want to emulate. He's got the girl, he's got the cool car. And I always wanted to get, because of Smoking the Bandit, I wanted to get a Firebird as a kid growing up and all that, because that was something that
you just look at him, you know, you're like, I really want to smell his fingers and see if it still smells like Sally Field.
The joys of editing, you know what I'm saying? I'm kidding. No, but I'm sure you guys will maybe we talked about it.
Don't worry, I got the reaction I wanted, so I'm good.
Didn't quite get the Passion of the Christ joke in there, but it's I know you're thinking of something.
It's pretty bad when those are the safe ones that you want to go to. Like, can you do a Passion of the Christ joke?
It's all right. I got my Brian. That's the reaction I want. That's just the reaction I crave. I need it.
Now he could still be one of my tops even today. We talked about this actor in a prior episode. As a boy watching Star Wars, okay, 1977. I'm in third grade.
Peter Cushing.
Sure, yeah. So first you see Luke Skywalker, and it's like clearly the whiny young kid, this and that, aspiring hero, Alec Guinness, the esteemed, you know, older man and all that. But when they first show Harrison Ford as Han Solo in that bar, and he's introduced
chilling on the bar, arm kick back, elbow.
And when he blew away Greedo in the original scene, and this whole his coolness factor in that movie, he was this guy's a man. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I can see it.
Luke Skywalker is a boy. Han Solo is a man. You know, he makes fun of Luke of being a boy. You punk kid, you're a kid, and he calls him a kid the whole movie. Yeah, him, and then certainly in Raiders of the Lost Ark and all that stuff. It was like Harrison Ford was like one of the coolest actors, and it's like, man, this guy's he's got it going on here, you know.
Hey Nick, can you picture it? Can you see it? 1977, they're in the theater. Young Brian sitting there. Oh, mom, oh God, mom, who is that? Oh no, something weird's happening.
Who is that man?
Yeah. I don't know if it was quite that level.
Kid any day.
Sure. I don't know if it was quite that level, but I'm like, that was a guy who was like, if that's what I would like to be when I grow up, would be a man that's that cool factor and everything else. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah, for sure. All right.
Podcasting is getting you there, I think, probably.
Yeah,
I think it's delivering us all to manhood as we speak.
That's right. That's right. And as soon as we crack 100
need
followers,
to call one of us kid.
Drop over dead. What's that? What's that?
You should just start calling one of us kid.
I could very easily.
It might help. Kid. You know that.
Yeah. Sure.
That young boy watching YouTube going, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, who else, guys? Who else leaps? Anything else? Anybody else you want to mention?
I have one. It's probably not going to really resonate with any of you two. Maybe a listener here or there, but just youthful ruggedness, I guess, is the term I want to use. But there's a hockey player named Austin Matthews. I mean, he's handsome.
He is handsome.
I know. I don't know if you two know him, but
he's handsome. He's very handsome. Yeah, pretty special to me. Pretty special.
There you go, Nick. There you go.
Yeah.
That's nice.
He also sometimes when I like to check my phone, I find him here or there.
Well, there you go.
I had that custom made. I had a pop socket custom made with the picture of Austin Matthews that I have. Yes. Puts me in a good mood.
See, now I want a pop socket with like John Hamm on it.
Yeah, right.
Just to match you.
Yeah, I had a couple customs made.
Gift idea.
Yeah. One was I had one made for Robin, and I took a nice. So a package comes yesterday from pop sockets.
This is a family show.
I pull out 2 pop sockets, and I give one to Robin. I go, I had this made for you, and she opens it, and it's a nice little picture of our 2 lovely children. I took it special and had them smiling just perfectly and arm in arm, and for her to put on her phone.
Adorable.
Goes, what's in that one? What's in yours? What's in yours? And I just start laughing to myself because I couldn't wait to see her reaction.
Right.
As soon as I open it, and I'm like, it's a Poppy socket because his nickname is Poppy. That's something his mom called him when whatever. And all his teammates call him Poppy or whatever. So it's my Poppy socket, and I just started laughing because she finds it ridiculous that I love him the way I do. But I'm sorry.
What was her reaction?
I haven't had someone perform this way for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Well, never. They're over 100 years old, and never has there been a player that good ever for them.
And what was Robin's reaction?
She rolled her eyes, and which I expected, but she couldn't be mad. I had her one made too.
Right.
It's not like she had an Austin Matthews one, although she should be so lucky. We all should be so lucky.
Of course.
I see, like your hall pass, Nick. If you
yeah, absolutely. Yep. Lane has many times informed me that I'm far too obsessed with Hillary Duff and Austin Matthews. Those are the 2 names that always come out. So, guilty. I wouldn't change it, not for a moment. No.
I mean, there's worse people to be obsessed about, right?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
So Allie and I last week, and she's not seen the X-Men reboot movies, the First Class movies and that series.
Her and I have something in common.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't either.
The first 2 worth a watch. The next 2, But we watched The Days of Future Past, and I'm like, Allie, now something I admire about this movie is Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in this movie.
There you go.
It's set in the 70s, okay? And the amount of training that a human being would have to go through to get your body in that type of shape.
Yeah,
it's just that in itself is impressive.
Yeah.
Right. Hugh Jackman in that movie is just like, this is a handsome man. I told her, that Hugh Jackman just be prepared for this. This guy is in just the craziest, good a shape as anybody you're ever going to see in any movie, anywhere. And go back and watch it again. I'm like,
now was she sitting next to you on the couch? And she's looking at him with her shirt off, and then she looks at you and is like,
you get those feelings like,
thanks for killing my chances tonight, Hugh Jackman, from years ago in a movie. Right. Now I know that it's not happening for me tonight. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it makes you want to move more when you see guys. It's in that good a shape.
Look at your Fitbit and you just go, why?
When I see Hugh Jackman, it moves more.
Sure.
Now, on that topic, though, there's a scene I recall from the Wolverine movie. It was at the origin story of him, where he first comes out and he's like hulking out, and he's got the claws, and his shirt's off, and his veins are popping everywhere, and he's, it's like, Christ almighty, like, just to be built like that, holy shit. Like you said, the training that you must have to rigorously put in day after. And that's not just like, oh, you lift a lot of heavy weight. No, that's like your entire lifestyle. That's the way you eat. That's every single thing you eat. Treating your body right, stretching properly, and training and doing all these things to create that kind of physique is just incredible.
Have you seen the pictures of Chris Hemsworth? His training for the not only is he training for the new Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's also doing a Hulk Hogan movie where he's playing a young Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But he is same thing. It's just insane. You know, his body right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's another one worth mentioning. It's a handsome fellow. He's got it all going on.
Yeah. Comic book physique dudes. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We're gonna do.
Because there's a lot. I mean, I think that's, I don't know. And there again, whatever floats your boat. But you know, you ever see like a bodybuilding magazine, and there's just boom, 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 boom on muscles on top of muscles on top, and you're like, fuck's sake, that looks like it hurts. Like that looks like unhealthy. Well, it is.
Look
unhealthy.
At that dude. That dude's muscle has dick.
Like your body, the human body is not that's not good for you. But you look at those and it makes you wonder, you're like, how do you get to that point? That's like a compulsion where you feel that you need to because there's not like, they look at somebody like Chris Hemsworth and go like, he's scrawny or he's weak or, you know what I mean? Because he's not.
It's just a different way of training.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And
look at
drugs.
Right.
Or lack thereof.
Well, have you seen The Rock lately? I follow him on Instagram. Maybe. All right. Compared to when The Rock was in the WWE years ago to The Rock now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was a tubby little guy compared to like what he is now.
Oh, he's a fucking mountain of a man now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How many more times can I say the word ridiculous? Let's find out.
Also, this might be one of my favorite boy crushes ever.
Sure.
Zac Efron. Zac Efron is a delight.
Okay.
Zac Efron is beautiful. I've got no problem saying that. He is gorgeous.
That goes on the opposite end of what we were talking about, Paul Rudd.
Mm-hmm.
There is a like a TV show, Netflix documentary.
Netflix. The Netflix.
Have you seen it?
Down to Earth.
Very good.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is a fucking douche. Like him and him and his buddy just go around and like any local people that they encounter, they're dicks to. Like they're just douches to. It's like two frat boys going around making fun of people. I mean, and there's one way to be funny. They're just being dicks to people.
I can see where you'd get that vibe. I don't think he is. I think
what I saw of that documentary, he's a douche.
I think it's more of me. I don't know. You think there's something to feeling like someone's a douche because they're either too perfect or they're too, and you're just like, it may not even be them, but you're just like,
I'm talking about like the people they were interviewing that most people would like be perceptive to and listen. No, they're just making fun of the people that they're supposed to be interviewing and getting this information from for the documentary.
Like which episode? What do you like?
The one that comes to mind is the one in I think the Netherlands. I know
the water. They did a water one, and then they did one where they like
that was it.
People in the huts and stuff, or that like they were lived off the land.
The water one is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
I mean, that whole thing was like I felt he truly does care, and he's trying to make a difference, but at the same token,
unless he got better as the series went on, because I shut it off.
No, it was
like, what a douche.
Well, the message he was trying to do good, I think.
Yeah, it's very environmentally conscious overall series. Yeah,
it definitely felt like here's two dudes that have, they're living a certain lifestyle. We're gonna pluck them and put them into this world, and they were kind of like, could maybe not knew quite how to deal with it or interact at times.
Yeah,
but, with other humanity.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's called hospitality. I mean,
sure.
These people were inviting them into their lifestyle and their world, and they were just kind of making fun of them behind their backs. And I didn't like it.
I didn't get that from it. Yeah.
This is a very awkward segue for our special guest, Zac Efron.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Okay,
I'm still going to do hand stuff to him.
Sure. Probably left.
In that same vein as Zac Efron, so one of the reasons I think Zac Efron is so attractive, he is a pretty good balance of, I think, handsome and pretty for a guy. Like, he's got both, you know?
Okay.
He's handsome and pretty at the same time. The ultimate handsome and pretty, and I don't know if either one of you will know who this gentleman is. You may. You probably would if you saw his face. Not quite.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Nico Porterella. He is. Did you guys ever watch The Following? That it would lasted a couple seasons with Kevin Bacon and.
I know of it.
Yes.
He was the kid on that and he like killed his family and then ran off with the other like. He's also he's on a show right now with Hilary Duff, which is like incredible because it's the two prettiest people I can imagine on the TV together. Mm-hmm. But he plays like a tattoo artist in the city or whatever. That he's gorgeous. He is absolutely gorgeous. Like he's the perfect handsome and pretty mix. He does a lot of he just seems like a really great guy too. Like he just I don't know, got a good personality. He does a lot of good LGBTQ plus work and stuff like that as well. So like it seems like a really all around good dude, and he's gorgeous.
Out of everybody that we've just discussed and everybody that we've just named, all the gentlemen that we've just named, that might be the first one that I kind of got the vibe from Nick, where he kind of goes, I wonder what his dick looks like.
I'd look at it. I'd look at all of it. I'd check it out. Yeah.
John Hamm, you're like, I want to hang out and have this guy, this Tortellini fellow.
Is Dean lagging or drunk?
I don't wonder what his dick looks. No, lagging, because you're lagging too.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, so before we talk all night about I think we're talking more about guys than girls. Yeah.
Always the way it works. So Dean and I have done this a couple times sitting around the house or whatever, and we hang out. And we'll do we've always done top 5 lists, right?
Yeah, like him and Robin would sit around and hang out. And it starts with like the Us People magazines that we have.
Yeah. And he and I will sit there and struggle to put a list together of 5 girls. And I'm sitting over here, we're trying to, as soon as it switches to guys, I could rattle off like 8 of them off the top of my head. Like, oh, this one, that one, this one.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm putting too much thought in the girl one, if it's it's not like the list means anything. You don't,
If you had a chance, let's wrap it up this way, maybe.
All right.
So your all-time. Again, it's hard to figure. There's a lot of all-time. If you could hang out with somebody, forget the sex stuff. No, don't worry about that. Just if you can hang out with somebody, just have a nice day and chill out. Who would be the celebrity girl and guy in their prime, hanging out for a day and just chilling out? Great day. If something happened, great, but we're just having fun and relaxing. Who would be your guy and girl?
Well, it's Hilary Duff for girl. Unequivocally, that's the only one. It is the one. It is the ultimate one. Yeah, she is my ultimate crush. So for girl, it's Hilary Duff. For guy, I'm going to cheat a little bit and give you 2 answers, and here's why. Okay. It depends on the vibe I'm looking for going for here, okay? Obviously, the easy one for me to say is Austin Matthews as my personal hero. If I wanted to hang out and do hockey stuff all day, or seems like he'd be cool to hang out with. He seems like he's got a good vibe to him. I'd like to chill with Austin Matthews. Might be more of a down-tempo day, kind of hanging out. But if you really wanted to turn up with somebody, I have always wanted to hang out with Riff Raff. Badly. Do you guys know who Riff Raff is? Jody High Roller?
No.
You'd know him probably. Well, maybe not. I don't know. That might be too beyond. He started off on like an MTV show. He's a rapper. He's got this crazy. He's a white dude with like all these different crazy hairstyles, and he makes all these silly videos and stuff. And like he's got these huskies that he takes everywhere.
I know who he is.
He's lives in a place called the Codeine Castle, and it's all this stuff. Like everything's just insane, like neon colors. I mean, he lives like in a fucking comic book. Like it's like not real life.
Isn't that the guy that looks like he smells like anything? Like he looks like he would smell like he was on drugs.
That's him. Yes, I want to hang out with him in the worst goddamn way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I want to see what that's like for a day. And he's hilarious to me. Yeah. So I would definitely hang out with
all right,
with Riff Raff. Yeah.
I like it. Good answer.
Yep. Those are mine.
Dean, what do you think?
See, I'm going I'm going back and forth on a couple between it's John Hamm and Paul Rudd. Mm-hmm. But I think, hanging out, having a beer, I'm going to go Paul Rudd.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to go Danielle Fishel, Topanga, because of not only is she attractive and mass amount of titty meat she has,
but you want to see what that mouth do.
Mm-hmm. Well, not only that, she's also a professional wrestling fan.
Oh, really?
Which one thing about me, I am a fan of professional wrestling, and so is she. So,
yeah, you're not classy enough to hang out with John Hamm. Paul Rudd is probably the way to go. Then.
Correct. Exactly. So, I'm going Paul Rudd and Danielle Fishel.
That's good.
Good picks.
I think I'm going with just in prime, just the impact on me, and I think it'd be interesting to hang out with. I'm still going to say Harrison Ford. I just think that it'd be an interesting, fun day. Maybe you get a plane ride somewhere. That'd be kind of neat as well. And then
he doesn't seem too grumpy for you. Like every once in a while, he'd just turn around and go, "What the fuck are you looking at?"
I think I would enjoy that.
Okay.
Just all right. Just the impact made on me as a young boy.
It'd be like hanging out with Dean, but older. I mean, that's
right. And I think all things
that's accurate.
Just as far as I think it'd be a fun time hanging out with, Dolly Parton is way up there. I think in her hanging out with even today, hanging out with Dolly, it would just be.
She seems like she do just shot after shot and drink you under the fucking table too.
Yeah, and not even bat an eye.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Even today, that'd be fun.
She's like old school badass.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in a classy way too. Somehow she kind of does it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what my physique, I know what everything does to men. I can complete comfortable and control of that, and you just anything it would be powerless. Yeah. But it'd be a fun time though. So okay.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Good way to wrap this up.
Like she's so classy that she's gonna drink you under the table. You're gonna be passed out. She's gonna give you a hand job and then tell you about it. So because she knows you won't remember, and it'll be more torturous that way.
That is a class act. Yeah,
that's right.
I like it.
It's in the dictionary. Look it up, motherfucker.
Well, this has been one of the more strangest episodes that we've ever done, but
might be my favorite.
Very, very enjoyable. So
definitely went over the titty meat quota for the episode. That's for sure. Yeah,
I didn't think that was possible.
That term was used more than Passion of the Christ, I believe.
That's
jokes
right.
Today. So Nick, why don't you remind the folks?
Titty meat's here to stay.
Sure. Hashtag maybe. No, don't do that. Don't hashtag.
I'm not gonna. No. Yeah. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can they find us, Nick, out there as a reminder if they're still listening?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, you're obviously begging for more. So feel free to search us up on YouTube or Facebook. Search for Convincing Idiots. We're on Instagram at convincing_idiots, Twitter at convincing idiots with no S, TikTok at convincing idiots, or via email at convincingidiots@gmail.com. Also available wherever you like to listen to podcasts. Ask your home assistant device to play Convincing Idiots, and they will play it for you. Our lovely voices will grace your ears. Yep. So this has been fun, gentlemen. It's been good. We got some good boy and girl crushes going here, and well, to two of my favorite crushes, I bid you adieu, and I say goodnight. So for Convincing Idiots, I am Nick.
I'm Dean.
I'm Brian.
Have we convinced you?